A full hour of Family Feud this morning at 8 on Fox 14.
You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Right now at 7, a nonprofit is helping area high schoolers find their prom dresses. Our very own Fernanda Silva shares that story. Also, the Joplin police released the name of a suspect wanted in a shooting investigation.
And we start the morning off with a frost advisory, but we'll warm up pretty quickly throughout the day.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Lindsay Gaffney. 7 o'clock on this morning. Fine morning so far.
Happy to have you here on this Thursday morning. Now, you're with us just one more day on Friday as Chris Warner is off, but you know, it's nice days that's going to be out there, nice spring-like day. And
definitely.
With spring comes prom season. Now, a 4 states nonprofit is helping high schoolers find their perfect prom dress free of charge. More than 40 dresses will be available for donation this weekend. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has more.
If I didn't have a dress that I liked, I wouldn't go to prom.
Yeah, I think having the best dress is like, not the best dress, but like the dress that you feel the most comfortable in is very important because that's when you feel your best.
Galena High School seniors Natasha Dunn and basically Ford know exactly how important a prom dress can be.
So it's always fun just to be able to get glammed up, wear a pretty dress, and go to prom and just, you know, feel like the prettiest girl in the world.
But they know not every student has the opportunity to go dress shopping.
We have a lot of students who could use the help and or just the resource of finding a dress too. It can be hard, a lot of traveling and driving around.
Students from Galena and other area schools planning to attend prom will have the opportunity of dress shopping free of charge.
When kids are in high school, it's something that many look forward to, and many always want to have that opportunity as something to look back on.
The event is organized by Dream Center of the 4 states.
What I'm wearing is one of the dresses available for donation, but there are many other colors, models, and sizes that you can pick from.
We are excited to be able to do those, to give those away to people in the community that might need them for prom.
They get nervous about not being able to find one, and so when they know that there are churches here in town or other organizations or here at the school that will have one for them, that it just makes it a lot more easier and it's more accessible to them.
Galena High School students also have their very own prom dress closet.
There's a self-confidence booster. They like to get glammed up for prom, and so if that takes one thing off their plate during such a busy season, then it's definitely important.
It's just easy for them to get one and it's free, so it's, you know, nice for them.
In Galena, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
The event is happening this Saturday in Galena, and other clothes will also be available for donation. And for more information, you can head on over to our website at koamnewsnow.com. Certainly a great thing happening in the community for, you know, young students to enjoy their prom at such a special night.
And I hope the weather stays nice for prom. I know that's always a concern. You never want to wear a jacket over your prom dress.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ruins the whole outfit. But right now it's going to be pretty nice. We'll take a look outside and see temperatures still in the mid to upper 30s out there, but the sunrise is coming. It looks gorgeous, and we will warm up about 20 degrees today. So it's going to be a pretty nice day. Although we start the morning off with a frost advisory, we will warm up quite a bit and even have fire weather concerns. So quite a big jump between the two. Temperatures out there still 30s, even in some of our southern counties. Just a couple in the 40s, so it's pretty cold to start your Thursday morning. This frost advisory is in effect until Friday morning at 8 a.m. So we do have that frost this morning, and we're going to have it again tomorrow. Frost typically develops after about 4 a.m. to 8 a.m., so that's going to be your main window of that frost. But as the sun comes out, melts everything away, we're going to have another nice morning tomorrow. We don't have any rain in the forecast today, tomorrow, not until Saturday night. So for the next couple of days, pretty nice sunny skies out there, and that could cause an effect for the fire weather as temperatures warm up and humidity levels drop. We're going to see temperatures warm up pretty drastically from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. today, and they'll get up to the mid 60s across the region. But I'll have more details for you in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. We'll see you soon. Well, Joplin police released the identity of the suspect in Monday's shooting on Main Street. That suspect is 33-year-old Trent Cobb of Joplin. Police say he should be considered armed and dangerous. He's wanted for charges of first-degree assault and armed criminal action. Those charges stem from Monday night's shooting of a man at 1817 South Main. Police say Cobb shot a man in the abdomen, though we don't know the victim's current condition. Just before 10 p.m. last night, fire broke out at the North Park Apartments on East Newman Road in Joplin. Firefighters arrived observing smoke and flames as they began evacuating occupants with help from neighbors. Everyone was out safely. The large 3-story structure is located on the south side of the complex, and it's comprised of 24 apartments, but firefighters were able to stop the spread of fire and only 6 apartments were damaged. The American Red Cross is working with the management company of the apartments, and they are also providing shelves for the families at the Legit and Platt Athletic Center at MSSU. Montgomery County, Kansas authorities have arrested a couple of suspects in a burglary and theft case near the Coffeyville Industrial Park. A caller had spotted a car fleeing from a barn where a chain had been removed. Police say they found the car with the 2 suspects and stolen property inside. Charges against Robert Michael of Coffeyville, Kansas, and Jacob Lind of Altamont, Kansas include burglary, theft, and criminal damage to property. During Tuesday night's Joplin Council meeting, some citizens expressed frustration over what they see as tampering with campaign signs. Brian Evans claimed his signs opposing the capital improvement sales tax were obscured and removed by the chairman of the Capital Improvement Sales Tax Committee, Ben Levens. After listening to the video, Levens admits he removed 3 signs from private property.
I did tell all of my committee members that they can take down signs if they put up signs on your property or somebody that you know is their private property and they don't have permission to have those signs there. You can remove those signs.
Levens says there was some confusion over whether property owners had permitted the signs. Well, PSU yesterday celebrated the school's long history. The Apple Day event celebrates the school's first president, as well as funding for the school's first permanent building, Russ Hall, back in 1903. It also helps to bond current students with the alumni and events that have paved the way toward today.
Way to kind of just show our appreciation for all of our donors and all the support that they give us here while we are still current students. A lot of them are typically alumni, so they've been in our shoes before, and so it's just a good way for them to give back, and we want to give them that recognition of giving back towards us.
Well, Apple Day is the longest running celebration in Pitt State history. Certainly great to see. And those are our top stories coming up this half hour. The Power of Pink Banquet and Walk and Run is only a month away. We'll hear from one organizer on how you can help. And later, we'll hear how a first grader was honored for helping his teacher when she passed out. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. We'll be right back.
I was 1, 2, 3, floor. Nice one, Kelly. LL Flooring. Every step covered.
Well, Breast Cancer Awareness Month is still a ways away, but you can always be doing something now to help those fighting. Janice McCracken joins us this morning. She's one of the organizers of the Power of Pink event, and she's here to share some details on how you can help. Welcome, Janice. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, so can you talk to me a little bit about the Power of Pink banquet and the walk and run as well?
Yes, on May 10th we do the banquet. It starts at 6:30.
Okay.
We moved our location to the Wheaton High School gym.
Okay, wonderful.
And it starts, like I said, at 6:30. We do an auction and we do a meal.
Okay.
And
exciting.
So that is fun. That's always fun. And then we meet our ladies that we're helping for the year there. And then on Saturday morning we start registration at 8, and then we do an auction there. We do a basket raffle, and we're then we start our walk. So
wonderful.
We're looking forward to everything. New this year, we have the Mercy mammogram van going to be there.
Yes.
And we're also having a timed run. You can be timed.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
That's all new this year.
Can you talk to me a little bit more about, on average, throughout the years, how many women do you help with these banquets and these runs?
This is our 14th year.
Okay, wow.
So in the past 13 years, we've helped 50 women in the 4-state area.
That's amazing.
And we've raised over $361,822. All money
Incredible.
that we raise goes to each lady that is nominated for that year.
And can you talk to me a little bit about the nomination process and how someone who might be seeing this might be needing some help and some funds? How can they go about that?
Somebody nominates a person. The nominations stop on January 1, and then we reach out to them. We have to have, of course, letters from their doctor stating what stage they're in and all that. But other than that, there's no real requirements other than just getting the person nominated and them living in the 4-state area.
Absolutely. Such an incredible thing, and I'm sure changing so many lives here in the 4 states. Now, can you talk to me, just to go over a little bit more about, what the auction what can we expect for the auction and food and just more of the fun things that people can come out and see?
Yes. We're taking all kinds of donations. I go around and gather as many donations as I can.
Wonderful.
And so we'll have anything from a bicycle to,
oh wow,
a kitchen basket. You never know what you're going to have. And but we do that. And then our meal this year is going to be smoked pork loin and smoked chicken. And it's just a great time. We just
wonderful.
We have so much fun. My husband is a rodeo clown, so him and the auctioneer cut up, and it makes it a lot of fun. So
wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being with us this morning. There's still time to go register and go over to powerofpinkmo.com. We'll be right back. Thank you.
What's up at DQ?
Dance in one act and Gilbert and Sullivan's Best Works. Join Connect 2 Culture this April. Learn more at connect2culture.org.
Well, it's a cool morning for us this Thursday morning, 7:15, so everyone's starting to make their way off to work, to school. We do see traffic starting to pick up, and we have a gorgeous sunrise this morning out in 7th and Range Line. You can see all that traffic starting to build up. Be prepared for that as you're making your way for your morning commute. Temperature still in the low to mid 30s across the region. Like I said, we're starting off pretty chilly, but as that sun comes up, it'll warm us up about 20 degrees. About a 10-degree jump just from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. alone, and then we'll continue to warm up throughout the day. But these wind chill values are still relatively cool as we get up to the mid 60s for our high. Our wind chill values nearly 40, so still feeling a bit cooler than what it actually is. And in addition to that, we have a frost advisory in effect all the way through Friday morning. So main frost will start to develop after 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. So you can expect for that to come up when you're making your way to work and school tomorrow on your last day before the weekend. I know I'm looking forward to it. We don't have any rain on the forecast for today or tomorrow, not until Saturday night. That's when we're going to start to see a low pressure system make its way into our area. So until then, we're going to see pretty nice days. Starting off this morning though, chilly down in mid 30s, about 36 out in Joplin. Light winds out of the northwest, but they'll start to gust up to about 25 miles per hour today. But we do warm up to about 62 in Joplin, but mid 60s in the surrounding counties. So it's going to be a pretty nice day, sunny all day long. But these winds are a bit breezy as we continue through the day, 20, 22 miles per hour, getting up to possibly 25 miles per hour. This starts about 9 a.m. and it'll continue all the way until about 5. That's when we're going to start to see the winds die down. And paired with low humidity values, that's where we can see the concern for fire weather. Right now, about 70%, maybe 60% of humidity in the region, but as we move to the early afternoon hours, these are going to drop significantly down below 40% humidity. And anything lower than 35% is where we see that concern for the fire weather. Low humidities, dry air, quite concerning, and paired with tomorrow's temperature warming up to the mid 60s, you know, we could see the fire weather push through till tomorrow. We have another frost from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. tomorrow, but overall going to be a nice couple of days. We have this ridge forming over our area. Clouds move in on Saturday, and then we're going to start to see some rain chances coming in on Saturday night, 7 p.m., clearing out early Sunday morning, but a nice couple of days for us until then.
Welcome to Miss Daisy's, where style and give your home the makeover it deserves.
A first grader in Malden, Massachusetts is being praised for his quick thinking when his teacher had a medical emergency. 7-year-old Max Angel's teacher is pregnant. She passed out during a lesson, and Max immediately jumped into action and rushed to the school's nurse's office to help. Ryan Breslin has the story.
7-year-old Max Angel is still learning how to spell and sound out words at Linden STEAM Academy. But even without a fully formed vocabulary, he knows what to do when he sees someone in trouble.
So we were just doing skills like what we were doing before STEM, and she just fell off right there.
She is Max's teacher, Miss Jessica Mulo. The first grade teacher is pregnant. Last Wednesday, she passed out in the middle of class after her baby put pressure on a blood vessel.
I didn't know what was going on. I just thought I was having like a nausea wave. And then I'm sure it was very scary for my students who were actually paying attention to the lesson while I was teaching it.
Scary for some, but not Max, who grabbed the nurse's pass and rushed to her office for help.
All I said was come quick. I didn't explain to her what was going on, but she came quick. I saw her teacher fainting when we were on the way up.
I think he was very brave. He was calm and collected, it seemed, the whole time from what I was told. He did everything he was supposed to do in a situation like that I, at a 6 and 7, wouldn't expect them to have to do.
Miss Mulo and baby are doing fine, and Max is being recognized for his admirable actions. He says it's something he learned at home.
My dad helped me because he taught me to help others. And if I didn't help, I knew that that could have ended better than it happened.
Monday night, Max was honored for his bravery and quick response by the school's superintendent.
That is so amazing. What a great kid. Wow.
Absolutely. Awesome. Smart kid, too. Definitely. All right, well, coming up, KOAM's Anthony Saviolo shares how some area school districts are dealing with a teacher shortage.
And we do have a frost advisory in effect until tomorrow, but temperatures warm up quite a bit during the day, so it'll be a pretty nice weekend ahead. We'll be right back.
0% interest for 84 months. Shop now, spend less, and get more. Only at Ashley.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:27. I'm Elise Noe. 2 of our local elections ended in ties Tuesday. Those were for the offices of Alderman of Ward 1 in Carterville, Missouri, and a board spot for the village of Milford. In both instances, the candidates will have a say on how the tie gets broken. Options used in the past include a special election or a coin toss. Well, Joplin police have released the identity of a teen who died in a crash on April 1st. The crash happened near the intersection of 32nd Street and Prigmore Avenue. Authorities say a pickup driven by 19-year-old Cody Shaver was headed east on 32nd when it hit a traffic light pole and caught fire. Shaver was pronounced dead at the scene. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment rescinds a stream advisory for Shoal Creek from the Missouri state line to the confluence with the Spring River and south to the Oklahoma state line in Cherokee County. KDHE issued the advisory Tuesday as a result of raw sewage release near Joplin. Sewer maintenance staff determined a pressure main was leaked in McClellan Park. City staff are continuing the cleanup process and monitoring the repair. The KDHE has deemed the stream safe for secondary contact like wading and livestock use. Fort Scott High School hosted a career fair yesterday. The fair featured more than 100 booths. The event introduces high school students to career opportunities in the region and prepares students for the educational requirements.
Because a lot of our kids don't know what it takes to have those careers, or what those careers are made of, or what kind of education you need to have those careers. So this gives our students an opportunity to talk to these businesses and schools about their options.
The event provided breakfast, lunch, and prizes. Well, some middle school students got hands-on healthcare learning yesterday. Students from the Pittsburgh Community Middle School made the trip to the John Parolo Education Center as part of their Intro to Health Careers class. The kids got to tour the Education Center and Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas Pittsburgh North Clinic and see an anatomage table demonstration,
Well, especially for 8th grade, really, grades below are fine as well, but they're getting ready to go into high school. They're thinking about which classes do I need to take moving into high school. And as they get into high school, they can start taking college courses. And if they're leaning towards healthcare, depending on which field, they may need to load more classes that are math and science related, or the career classes that are out at Pittsburgh High School, for example. It may be something they consider going into their freshman year.
Inspire Health Foundation hosted the event. The Pittsburgh High School Culinary Dragons have something new to brag about. The team just placed 6th place in a statewide competition in Wichita. In their first year, the competition Pro Start is hosted by the National Restaurant Association Education Foundation program. The program teaches restaurant hospitality, management, and not just culinary arts. The kids on the Dragons give the credit of their success to good old-fashioned teamwork.
Place for management is 7th place for the culinary program, and the students have to do it all. I have to sit back and give ideas, but I can't tell them, but I can teach them the techniques that they want to do. They design their menu, they design their food truck for management. They did the whole thing, a complete business plan for the food truck, layout of the truck, everything. It was wonderful.
The 8 students on the team each won a $500 scholarship.
Well, temperatures still sticking in the mid to upper 30s across the region, so we're a little bit chillier to our Thursday morning, but we will jump about 20 degrees today, which is a pretty nice jump. Still, wind chill values are lower than what you would want to see, but temperatures will warm up, warming those wind chill values up as well. Around the region, we're still seeing temperatures 32 in Iola, coldest temperature out here, 34 in Monette, 37 in Neosho, and 36 in Joplin. These cold temperatures have given us a frost advisory all the way until tomorrow morning. Main frost development happens right after about 4 a.m. That's when our coldest temperatures start to happen. So from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. is when you can expect that frost development. But by 8 a.m. that's when we're starting to see the sun come back out and warm everything up. We don't have any rain in the forecast for the next couple of days, not until Saturday night. So we're going to have some sunny skies until then, and these temperatures are warming up. Yes, we are starting off a little bit cooler today and tomorrow morning, but we've got a nearly 25-degree jump in temperatures, especially in the morning hours from 7 a.m. 34 to 60 by 11 a.m. So we're going to be warming up pretty nicely today into the mid-60s across the region.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Most area schools are just a month away from wrapping up the school year. Now, a lot of administrators are struggling with how to retain and hire new and qualified teachers. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has more.
I think right now it's a big time where you start to see a lot of teacher movement.
As the 2023-2024 school year comes to a close, schools in our area are taking steps to retain the teachers they have and attract new ones.
We're lucky a little bit. We've had a couple positions here at the middle school, and we've been able to fill those positions, and we've had a good amount of applicants for those positions.
Jonathan Wingert is the principal at Webb City Middle School. He says a big part of his job is supporting the teachers he has.
I want to take care of our teachers because the better that I can take care of them, or we as an administration can take care of our teachers, then the better our teachers can take care of our students.
When it comes to teacher shortage,
Principal Wingert says there's not much of one here in Webb City. However, other school districts in our area, like McDonald County, are switching to 4-day school week to hopefully retain teachers and bring in qualified ones. The same can be said for Baxter Springs. Their school district is on the verge of wrapping up its first year of 4-day school weeks.
As far as recruiting for teachers, which is what we're doing this for, we've got openings and we've had several applicants.
Though Superintendent Pendergraft is confident 4-day school weeks will play a part in retention, he says it's still something they will continue to review.
We like what we see so far, but obviously we'll evaluate this on an annual time frame. But again, we like what we see, but at the same time, we want to make sure we thoroughly investigate this each year.
When it comes to retaining teachers, solutions seem to be varied, whether it's a shorter school week, higher salaries, or just simply checking in on your teachers. All of them could be solutions. But now the question is, how do we get more teachers in the schools? Reporting in Baxter Springs, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
The Webb City Middle School held a hiring fair yesterday afternoon to help recruit teachers and other school staff positions. Both districts say they also rely on word of mouth as a big recruitment tool. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. We'll hear how an organization in Texas is helping the blind see the next week's solar eclipse.
Work as hard as you do. Bad boy mowers and tractors. Power, performance, attitude.
If you don't have any plans tonight, you should consider heading on over to Memorial Auditorium in Pittsburgh to catch the show Ride the Cyclone. Cast members Ben and director Brianna are with us to give a little insight into what you can expect. Good morning to you both. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. Good morning. Good morning. So if you wouldn't mind talking to me a little bit about what is Ride the Cyclone? And what is the play?
Cyclone is a show, it's a musical, a 90-minute musical without an intermission, about a choir of students who happens to go to a carnival, and while they're at this carnival, they ride the cyclone. But there is an accident, and the roller coaster derails.
Ooh.
And then we're kind of caught in this limbo with all of the cast members trying to figure out who's going to get to live on past the cyclone accident.
Okay. Oh, wow.
It sounds dark, but it really is. It's a great commentary on the human experience, and it ends in what I would think is a positive way.
Yes, very.
Oh, how interesting. Well, I'm intrigued for sure. So can you talk to me a little bit about what audiences can expect when they come to see the show?
Yeah, it's a pretty unique musical, as it doesn't really follow one specific genre of music.
Right. Yeah.
It tackles there's lots of rock, lots of pop.
Okay.
There's a couple operatic moments in there too. So there's really a lot for everybody. Even if you're not really into musicals, you're probably going to grapple with a song or two on here.
Oh, wow. Interesting. So can you tell me a little bit about the part that you play and kind of what people can expect when they come to see you after seeing you on the show today?
Yeah, I play Misha Baczynski, and he is a Ukrainian foreign exchange student.
Oh, wow.
And he kind of has this gangster persona attitude towards himself, he's just,
Oh, how exciting.
The show is for mature audiences. There is some language, but it did kind of reach success on TikTok. So younger audiences, high school, college students will really relate to this show.
Wonderful. Well, and can you talk to me a little bit about the dates and the times and the location, a little bit about where people can come and watch the show?
Absolutely. The show is April 4th through 6th at Memorial Auditorium at 7 p.m. And tickets are available online, or they can purchase at the door.
Absolutely. We'll be sure to check it out. Thank you both for joining us today. And remember that Ride the Cyclone starts tonight at 7 at the Pittsburgh Memorial Auditorium. Stick around. We'll be right back with more weather and news after this.
Get ready for an off-road adventure with the mud and
every dig, every time. Click or call 811 before you dig.
Well, we're having a pretty cool morning this morning, but we do warm up quite a bit, nearly 25 degrees. And we see traffic starting to flood into Joplin already. It's going to continue like that for the next hour or so. Temperatures starting to warm up a little bit. Just a minute ago, Iowa was 32 degrees. Now it's 33, so we've got another degree up. Across the region, still chilly, and as that sun comes out, hopefully we'll start to warm up pretty quickly. got a pretty drastic temperature increase until by noon today. However, with these wind chill values starting in the 20s, only getting up to the upper 30s into feeling like it's in the 40s. So it may seem like temperatures getting up to the upper 60s today. However, the wind chill values only sticking around in the 40s. Now we also have a frost advisory in effect until tomorrow morning, and that is going to mostly occur about 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. tomorrow. Mostly for our counties in Missouri, but there are a few counties on that Missouri-Kansas border and some in northern Kansas that you can expect a frost warning or frost advisory tomorrow. Now we don't have any rain on the forecast until Saturday night. It's going to be pretty clear today and tomorrow. Clouds roll in on Saturday, and then Saturday night is when we're going to get to see that rain. But until then, temperatures start off pretty cool for the next couple of days. Right now, 36 out there, light winds from the northwest. And as we get to the afternoon hours, warming up to about 62 in Joplin, but mid 60s across the region. Winds do pick up about 25 miles per hour gusts. We're going to see those start to make their way in about 9 a.m. today, continuing on through the afternoon until about 5. That's when we're going to start to see winds die down quite a bit. We're going to have a pretty calm night ahead. But in addition to some breezy conditions, we also are going to see these humidity values drop down to below 40%. Now, pairing that with the winds, we do have a concern for fire weather, but since temperatures aren't too warm, it's not as a huge concern as what we've seen before and what we're going to continue to see as we get a little bit closer to the summertime weather. Tomorrow, you can expect temperatures in the upper 60s, maybe even hitting the 70s. We do have that frost advisory in effect at 4 a.m. to 8 a.m., but otherwise it's going to be a pretty nice day ahead. We have this ridge to thank for it, bringing us the nice couple of days until clouds roll in on Saturday, and then Saturday night is when we're going to start to see those rain chances make their way in. It's not long-lived. It will start to move out early Sunday morning, giving us another couple of days that are pretty nice. However, this is 2 p.m., 1:30 on Monday, right when we're expecting that eclipse to be passing over our area. And as you can see, we do have some clouds already covering us. So it may be an issue if you want to watch that solar eclipse, because we do have more rain coming in Monday night. That's what the clouds are there for. But we'll keep you updated on that. Now over to Consumer Watch with Elise.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Well, the Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell says more evidence is needed before policymakers can begin to cut interest rates. Powell delivering the keynote address at a Stanford University forum on Wednesday. As concerns grow on Wall Street that inflation progress has stalled, Powell says federal officials are trying to balance the risk of cutting interest rates too early or waiting too long, both of which have consequences. Mortgage rates remain close to the 7% level, cooling off the housing market once again. The Mortgage Bankers Association says the average for a 30-year fixed rate last week declined slightly to 6.91%. Applications to purchase and refinance a home both declined. Home buyers have pulled back on applying for mortgages with rates staying in the 7% range. JP Morgan and Chase Bank is opening up its user spending data to advertisers for targeted deals. The company's new Chase Media Solutions will allow companies to target ads to customers based on their spending data. Chase says the platform will help companies connect to users on a more personal level while also providing personalized benefits for its members. Those are our top Consumer Watch stories this morning. Now let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
My moderate to severe plaque. This morning at 10, right here on Fox 14.
We're less than a week away from the total solar eclipse, and millions are expected to flock to the metro to see it. But what about those that are blind or visually impaired? Yes, they get to experience it too. Kennedy Walker joins us to share the technology that will allow everyone to experience history.
The total solar eclipse will have millions looking towards the sky. Unless you can't.
I've always been very interested in space and just all the planets.
But Alexa Owens and her co-workers at the Lighthouse for the Blind in Fort Worth will still be able to witness the rare event, just in a different way. By hearing it.
It actually changes pitch so that you can be able to experience the actual eclipse all through the sound versus actually seeing what's going on.
It's through a lighthouse sound device. It translates changing light in the sky into different musical notes. When the sun is bright, there will be high flute tones. As the sunlight starts to fade, you can hear clarinet sounds. And when the moon completely conceals the sun, creating the total solar eclipse, there will be a low clicking sound, allowing Alexa and others who can't see to experience the eclipse through audio.
I think it's very important to adapt anything for visually impaired or blind people because we can do anything just like everyone else. It's just some accommodations need to be done.
But the accommodations don't stop there. The blind will also get to feel the eclipse by touching it.
We will actually have printouts in its entirety showing the moon going into position through Braille interpretation as well as tactile.
A way for everyone to get to experience this once-in-a-lifetime event, no matter your differences.
I feel very good about it.
Anyone who is blind can receive those accommodations right here at the Fort Worth Botanic Gardens, but anyone is able to come to the Botanic Gardens Solar Eclipse Experience. You just have to buy a ticket online or in person.
Well, how incredible is that? I mean, I'm just blown away that, you know, there is science out there that's able to help, you know, the blind and visually impaired still experience things, especially something as, you know, incredible.
Unique. Yeah,
and unique
exactly.
As the
That is
solar
really
eclipse.
awesome for, what was it, Fort Scott,
Fort
Texas
Scott,
to
Texas,
do.
yes. Yes, absolutely.
And we'll take a look at the forecast for what you can expect today. Temperatures getting up to the mid 60s today. We're warming up, but we do have a frost advisory in effect until 8 a.m. on Friday. So be prepared for frost to happen about 4 a.m. on Friday until about 8 a.m. But temperatures looking good in the mid to upper 60s and then hitting 70s by Saturday. Then we have another chance of rain coming in late Saturday night, dropping temperatures just a bit. But after that, it'll be pretty good until next chance of rain comes in late Monday night. Clouds roll in a little bit earlier than that, so it could cause some issues for anyone wanting to see the solar eclipse, but we'll keep you guys updated on the cloud coverage for that day, just to be prepared for what you can expect to see at that time. And we'll be back after the break.
At Aaron Saxon's Heart Medals after being wounded in action, we are proud to salute Jess Barrett, a four-state hero.
Well, here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Joplin police are searching for 33-year-old Trent Cobb of Joplin. He's wanted for charges of first-degree assault and armed criminal action. Those charges stem from the Monday night shooting of a man at 1817 South Main. Police say he should be considered armed and dangerous. Montgomery County, Kansas authorities have arrested Robert Michael of Coffeyville, Kansas, and Jacob Lind of Altamont, Kansas for burglary, theft, and criminal property damage. A caller had spotted a car fleeing from a barn where a chain had been removed. Police say they found the car with the two suspects and stolen property inside. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment rescinds a stream advisory for Shoal Creek in Cherokee County. It was determined that a pressure main was leaking in McClellan Park. The repair has been made and the cleanup process has begun. The KDHE has deemed the stream safe for secondary contact like wading and livestock use.
And checking out a look at your 10-day forecast, we've got a frost advisory in effect until 8 a.m. on Friday. So that'll continue all the way through tomorrow morning, but temperatures looking pretty good for the next couple of days today, getting into the mid 60s and tomorrow upper 60s, maybe even hitting the 70s. Next chance of rain comes in on Saturday, pretty short-lived though, clears out early Sunday morning. Clouds roll in Monday afternoon, could be an issue for anyone wanting to watch the solar eclipse. And then the next chance of rain comes in late Monday night all the way through Thursday morning.
At least it'll be getting warmer this weekend, that's for
Definitely
sure.
will, and the sun comes out for a couple of days. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I can't complain about that. All right, thanks, Lindsay. Germany's southern state of Bavaria now has another, albeit temporary, feather to its bow, a deep purple lake. The Quarry Lake's unusual color is from sulfur bacteria that have made their way to the water surface. According to the local state environment office, the cells are reddish purple in color due to the carotenoid's natural pigments. These bacteria are normally found in deep water, but occasionally disturbed water will bring them to the surface. How pretty is that?
It is pretty. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I like
Spring's
that.
definitely here all across the world.
It's like the same thing, the green lake that they do for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, yes.
Purple lake for spring.
Purple lake for spring. I can get on board with that.
Too. Well, thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We'll be back with more news and weather at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.